Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about giving up? I mean, letting loose, letting go, retreating. Me, I'm thinking about a small town in Colorado. It's sounding pretty good to me these days. Maybe insulate ourselves a wee bit. No TV, no social media, no books that aggravate or irritate or challenge us. The world around us seems to be going off the rails. The weather, the tornadoes, the temperatures, the heat, the dryness that aggravate the fires, wars that are impacting global stability. In so many ways, the inhuman treatment, the brutality. Inflation. Well, they say that we're having trouble containing it. Rents are rising like crazy. I have friends who can't afford their rent anymore. Food costs are rising. It costs so much more to eat. Gasoline, well, if you drive, commute, you get it. You understand how expensive it's become. Oxycontin, Vicodin, methadone. 130 people die every day from overdoses of those. Gun violence, need I say more? It just won't stop. It seems we don't have the courage to be honest, to do what we need to do to contain violence in our country. And did I mention COVID? I mean, it's still impacting how we are living and relating. And there's so much more. When I hear these words of Paul in 2 Corinthians 4:16, this is the voice. So we have no reason to despair. Despite the fact that our outer humanity is falling apart and decaying, our inner humanity is breathing a new life every day. I pause right there. I mean, I don't want to despair. But some days it seems the easier path. But following Jesus, there always seems to be a but when we follow him. It says, despite the fact that our outer humanity is falling apart and decaying. So despite what we see, despite what we experience, and the fact that humanity is decaying, falling apart, wearing out from the outside, our inner humanity, our inner life, where we can know God, where they are transforming us, we are being renewed. The Spirit is breathing in new life. 2 Corinthians 4:16, the Passage translation says this, so no wonder we don't give up. For even though the outer person gradually wears out or wears down, our inner being is being renewed every single day, each day, every day. We can be renewed. We have the opportunity to experience God's grace each and every day. And most of us, if we're honest, could use this renewing. But we have to tap into it, to be intentional, to lean into our inner self and hang out with our Abba, making space for the Spirit to fill us, making a place where we can know grace, where we can find some peace, even in the midst of all that's going on around us. Once again, the wise words of Eugene Peterson in the Message state 2 Corinthians 4:16 this way. So we're not giving up. How could we? Even though on the outside, it often looks like things are falling apart on us. But on the inside, where God is making new life, not a day goes by without his unfolding grace. Not a day goes by. Not one day. It's time to commit to live life differently than the world is living. So I encourage you to make that space today and every day. Let us focus on renewal on transformation, and a whole lot of grace that is ours because we belong to God. Will you pray with me? Gracious God, there are some days when we feel like giving up. We just want to bury our head in a pillow or put the covers over our head. We are weary. We are tired. We don't see the hope. We feel despair. It's not easy to live in the season that we're in, but you tell us not to despair. Because even though things look like they're falling apart on the outside, inwardly you are renewing us. We can know new life because your Spirit lives within us and you are transforming us to new every single day. Some days that's hard to believe. That's what you teach us. That's what you invite us. That's what you tell us. Your encouragement to us is to not despair, but to look inward, to look into our hearts and our souls, to find your presence, to depend on your Spirit. We might allow you all to fill us in ways the world can't. So we thank you for these moments that we set aside to take a deep breath, to change our pace, to pause, so that you can fill us with your grace, with your mercy, with your love and your power, so that we need not despair because we walk with you. And more importantly, you walk with us and you fill us each day. What a gift. What a promise. Thank you, Abba. Amen. Kathy, now teach us to breathe, because those moments allow us to pause, to redirect, to let go of the despair, and to begin anew. Thanks, my friend, for all you're teaching us.
We can use our breath to focus our thoughts. In yoga, this is called looking at an object, a non-moving object, a drishti. Let's start by placing one hand over the other at the elbows, looking down at the top wrist, and just breathing, focusing on that top wrist, noticing what it looks like. As we continue to breathe and focus, switch the arms. So now you're looking at your other wrist, so you've switched your focus. Keep breathing in and out. Then allow your arms to drop down and your focus to look forward. Maybe part of the wall or the corner. As you continue to breathe, we can switch our focus from despair to rejuvenation, inhaling and exhaling. Thank you for practicing focus with me.